tempo, loving every ride. Theme park tempo, feel the thrill inside. Feel the tempo, stream it every night. Theme park tempo, stop, be, ride the light.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, back at it again today from Theme Park Tempo. It's been about a year since I've given you these wonderful coaster dives that I started working on as a project last year. So yeah, I really wanted to get back into that side of things, especially since now I'm living in Branson and it's really just Silver Dollar City and Three Mountain Coasters was within my general vicinity of travel. So yeah, gotta take a deep dive. Oh wait, you might be wondering, where's Ferris Fox? Sadly, I couldn't get Ferris to come back. He had Hollywood dreams. He packed up his bags, moved out to LA, Los Angeles area. We'll have plenty of theme parks and probably shatter his dreams. But I am bringing these coaster dives back, so I do need a new mascot. So let me know in the comments below who you think my new mascot should be that can help me along with these coaster dives. Either way, today we are heading to Sandusky, Ohio, to a roller coaster I recently just experienced for the first time ever, and that was Top Thrill 2. I'm going to dive into the original concept of Top Thrill Dragster, how it became Top Thrill 2. I sadly never rode the original Top Thrill Dragster. I only have the second Top Thrill in my credits, but nonetheless, this should be fun. Let's rumble, guys.
There are roller coasters, and then there are icons. At amusement parks around the world, attractions come and go. Records are broken. New technologies emerge. Yesterday's headline attraction eventually gives way to tomorrow's innovation. But every so often, a ride comes along that becomes something much larger than the steel from which it was built. For Cedar Point, that ride was Top Thrill Dragster. Standing 420 feet above the shores of Lake Erie, it wasn't simply a roller coaster. It was a symbol of engineering ambition. A ride that challenged the limits of what many believed was possible. For nearly 20 years, millions of riders made the journey to Sandusky, Ohio, for one reason: to experience 20 unforgettable seconds. To understand why Top Thrill Dragster became one of the most famous roller coasters ever constructed, it's important to go back to the beginning of the 21st century. At the time, the amusement industry was locked in what enthusiasts would later call the Coaster Wars. Throughout the 1990s, parks across the globe competed relentlessly to build bigger, taller, and faster attractions than their rivals. Each new project aimed to capture the next world record. Each announcement pushed the boundaries of engineering just a little further. No park embraced that philosophy more than Cedar Point. Already known for an impressive collection of world-class roller coasters, the Ohio Park had earned the nickname the roller coaster capital of the world. Then, in the year 2000, Cedar Point once again changed the industry. Millennium Force debuted as the world's first complete circuit roller coaster to exceed 300 feet in height, reaching a staggering 310 feet and topping out at 93 miles per hour. Millennium Force wasn't just another thrill ride. It was a technological milestone that instantly became one of the highest-rated roller coasters on the planet. For most amusement parks, building Millennium Force would have been enough. It wasn't enough for Cedar Point. Rather than defend its newest record, the park made an even bolder decision. It intended to break it. Construction quietly began in 2002 on a mysterious project near Iron Dragon. As towering steel supports appeared along the skyline, speculation spread rapidly throughout the coaster community. Could Cedar Point really be attempting something over 400 feet tall? At the time, the idea seemed almost impossible. No roller coaster had ever crossed that threshold. Many wondered whether the technology even existed. On May 4th, 2003, the answer arrived. Manufactured by Swiss ride company Intamin, Top Thrill Dragster officially opened to the public as the tallest and fastest roller coaster ever built. Its statistics were unlike anything the industry had seen before. A height of 420 feet, a top speed of 120 miles per hour, and a launch that accelerated riders from 0 to highway speeds in less than 4 seconds. Unlike traditional roller coasters, there was no chain lift, no slow climb, no time to prepare. As the train rolled into position, riders stared directly ahead at a steel tower stretching nearly 420 feet into the sky. Moments later, the launch sequence began. A massive hydraulic propulsion system unleashed extraordinary force, catapulting the train down the launch track with breathtaking acceleration. Within seconds, riders were traveling faster than many small aircraft achieved during takeoff. The train raced toward the towering top hat. If everything went according to plan, it would crest the summit with just enough speed for gravity to take over. For a brief moment at the top, the world seemed to pause. Lake Erie stretched endlessly toward the horizon. The Cedar Point Midway appeared hundreds of feet below. Then came the drop. The train plunged nearly straight down the opposite side before entering a sweeping 270-degree spiral and returning to the station. The entire experience lasted less than 20 seconds. Yet those 20 seconds created memories that lasted a lifetime. Almost overnight, Top Thrill Dragster became one of the most recognizable roller coasters in the world. Its towering profile dominated the Cedar Point skyline. Television programs featured it as the ultimate thrill ride. Travel magazines listed it among the greatest roller coasters ever constructed. Enthusiasts traveled thousands of miles simply for the opportunity to ride it once. For many guests, standing beneath Top Thrill Dragster was almost as impressive as riding it. Watching trains rocket overhead at 120 miles per hour became an attraction in itself. Every launch drew crowds. Every successful run ended with cheers from spectators gathered along the midway. It wasn't just a roller coaster, it was a spectacle. But creating history came at a price. Building the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster meant operating at the very edge of available technology. Its hydraulic launch system generated enormous mechanical forces every time a train left the station. Wind conditions could affect whether trains completed the course. Temperature changes influenced ride performance. Sensors constantly monitored dozens of systems before each launch. If even one component fell outside acceptable operating limits, the ride simply wouldn't dispatch. As a result, downtime became a familiar part of Top Thrill Dragster's daily operation. Guests occasionally waited as maintenance teams inspected systems or weather conditions improved. Rollback events, where trains intentionally failed to crest the tower and safely rolled backward down the launch track, became one of the ride's most recognizable characteristics. While visually dramatic, rollbacks were an anticipated part of the ride's design and demonstrated the sophisticated safety systems built into the attraction. Despite its reputation for being temperamental, enthusiasts largely accepted these operational challenges. After all, Top Thrill Dragster wasn't attempting to deliver an ordinary ride experience. It was attempting something no roller coaster had ever accomplished before. For nearly 2 decades, that gamble paid off. The ride became one of Cedar Point's defining attractions and helped inspire an entirely new generation of launch coasters around the world. From King Da Ka in New Jersey to Formula Rossa in Abu Dhabi, manufacturers continued chasing the records Top Thrill Dragster had helped establish. Its influence extended far beyond Cedar Point. It changed the direction of the amusement industry itself. But even legends are not immune to time. Years of operating one of the most mechanically demanding roller coasters ever built had taken their toll. Maintenance requirements continued to increase. The technology that once represented the future of roller coaster design was beginning to show its age. Then, in the summer of 2021, everything changed. An incident that shocked the amusement industry would bring one of the world's most iconic roller coasters to a sudden halt and leave Cedar Point facing one of the most difficult decisions in its history. But behind the record-breaking statistics and unforgettable launches the ride had developed a reputation for something else: reliability. Top Thrill Dragster was one of the most mechanically demanding roller coasters ever built. Its powerful hydraulic launch system delivered incredible performance, but it also required extensive maintenance. Weather conditions, wear on specialized components, and the sheer forces generated during every launch meant downtime became a familiar part of daily operation. For Cedar Point, those challenges were simply part of operating one of the world's most ambitious attractions. Then, on August 15, 2021, everything changed. Shortly after a train completed its circuit, a metal bracket, part of the ride's flag plate assembly, detached from the train and struck a guest waiting in the queue below. The ride was immediately closed. What initially appeared to be a temporary shutdown soon became something much larger. The Ohio Department of Agriculture launched a months-long investigation into the incident, examining maintenance records, ride components, and operating procedures. When the investigation concluded, officials determined that the bracket had separated from the train due to the failure of mounting hardware. The agency found no evidence that Cedar Point had knowingly operated the attraction in an unsafe condition, but the ride would require significant modifications before it could operate again. As weeks turned into months, the future of Top Thrill Dragster became increasingly uncertain. Would Cedar Point simply repair the ride? Would it remove it entirely? Or would one of the most iconic roller coasters in history be given a second chance? For nearly 2 years, the park remained silent. The towering 420-foot structure still dominated the Cedar Point skyline, but no trains raced toward the top hat. No launch echoed across the midway. The silence only fueled speculation. Then, in the summer of 2023, Cedar Point finally revealed its answer. Top Thrill Dragster was gone. In its place would rise an entirely new experience, one that promised to honor the original while fundamentally changing how riders would experience it. Its name, Top Thrill 2. Although the ride retained the famous 420-foot top hat that had defined Cedar Point's skyline since 2003, calling Top Thrill 2 a simple renovation would be misleading. In many ways, it was an entirely different roller coaster. The most dramatic change came before riders ever left the station. Gone was the massive hydraulic launch system that had powered Top Thrill Dragster for more than 20 years. In its place was a modern linear synchronous motor launch system, commonly known as LSM technology. Rather than relying on hydraulic pressure to accelerate the train in one explosive burst, powerful magnetic fields would now propel riders down the launch track. The change represented much more than a different method of acceleration. It fundamentally changed how the ride told its story. Top Thrill Dragster had been about one moment, one launch, one chance. Either the train made it over the top hat, or it rolled back. Top Thrill 2 approached the experience differently. Instead of placing everything on a single launch, the ride gradually built anticipation. After leaving the station, riders accelerate forward to nearly 75 miles per hour. The train climbs partway up the famous top hat before gravity inevitably wins, sending it rolling backward toward the station. But instead of stopping, the train races through the launch track in reverse. A second magnetic launch pushes riders backward at nearly 100 miles per hour toward an entirely new structure added to Cedar Point's skyline, the reverse spike. Standing approximately 420 feet tall from ground level, the towering structure allows the train to climb roughly 357 feet into the air before once again surrendering to gravity. For a brief moment, riders find themselves suspended nearly 35 stories above the midway, facing the opposite direction. Then comes the finale. As the train dives back toward the launch track, the LSM system delivers its third and most powerful launch. Accelerating to approximately 120 miles per hour, riders finally crest the legendary 420-foot top hat before plunging down the opposite side and racing through the signature spiral back toward the station. The ride lasts considerably longer than its predecessor. More importantly, it creates suspense. Instead of reaching maximum intensity immediately, every launch builds toward the next until the final sprint over the summit. It transforms what was once a 20-second burst of adrenaline into a far more complete experience. The trains themselves also received a significant redesign. Unlike the original Intamin trains, which seated 4 riders across, Top Thrill 2 features trains manufactured by Zamperla, using a 2-across seating arrangement. This allows every rider a less obstructed view of the towering top hat directly ahead. The redesigned trains also incorporate updated restraint systems and a different wheel assembly designed specifically for the new ride profile. Perhaps the most surprising announcement, however, had nothing to do with the ride itself. It was the name attached to the project. Zamperla. For the first time, one of the world's most recognizable roller coasters would no longer carry the name Intamin. Instead, the transformation would be led by the Italian manufacturer best known for flat rides, family attractions, and more recently, modern launch coasters. The decision immediately sparked debate throughout the amusement industry. Why replace the original manufacturer? The honest answer is that only Cedar Point knows for certain. The park has never publicly explained why Zamperla was selected over Intamin. Still, several factors likely influenced that decision. The first was reliability. Top Thrill Dragster's hydraulic launch system delivered one of the most exhilarating accelerations ever experienced on a roller coaster. It also required extensive maintenance. Modern LSM launch systems have become increasingly popular across the amusement industry because they contain fewer mechanically complex components, provide smoother acceleration, and generally require less maintenance than large hydraulic launch systems. By replacing the ride's launch technology entirely, Cedar Point wasn't simply rebuilding Top Thrill Dragster. It was attempting to solve one of its greatest operational challenges. Another possible factor was Cedar Fair's relationship with Intamin. Although never officially acknowledged by the company, many enthusiasts noted that Cedar Fair had not commissioned a major Intamin coaster in many years, following several operational challenges involving earlier attractions. Whether that history played any role in the decision remains unknown. It is important to emphasize that this has never been confirmed by Cedar Point. Finally, Zamperla offered something unique. Rather than recommending the complete demolition of Top Thrill Dragster, the company proposed preserving the ride's most iconic feature while reinventing nearly everything else around it. The famous skyline would remain. The legendary top hat would survive. Yet the ride experience would become something entirely new. From a marketing perspective, the strategy was brilliant. Instead of announcing the loss of one of America's most famous roller coasters, Cedar Point introduced what it called North America's tallest and fastest triple-launch strata coaster. It honored the past while simultaneously giving guests a reason to return. Throughout late 2023 and early 2024, visitors watched the transformation unfold. The familiar red track remained. Massive green support columns appeared beside the launch track. The towering reverse spike slowly rose into place. New magnetic launch fins replaced the hardware that had once powered the hydraulic launch. For months, test trains repeatedly cycled through the course. Forward, backward, then finally, over the top. For the first time since 2021, trains once again reached the summit of Cedar Point's most recognizable coaster. The excitement throughout the amusement industry was impossible to ignore. After years of uncertainty, it appeared that one of roller coaster history's greatest icons had been given a second chance. but as opening day approached, a new chapter in the story of Top Thrill was only beginning. When Top Thrill 2 officially opened in May of 2024, the excitement was unlike anything Cedar Point had seen in years. Thousands of guests flocked to the park to experience the rebirth of a legend. But just days after opening, that excitement came to an abrupt halt. The ride was closed indefinitely after engineers identified an issue with the train's wheel carriers during routine inspections. Although no guests were injured, Zamperla and Cedar Point made the decision to keep the attraction closed while a redesigned wheel assembly was developed, tested, and approved. For many enthusiasts, it was a frustrating setback. After waiting nearly 3 years for Top Thrill Dragster's successor, the ride once again sat silent, leading some to question whether the ambitious redesign had been rushed or if Cedar Point had made the right choice in selecting a new manufacturer. After months of engineering work and extensive testing, Top Thrill 2 returned to operation with redesigned components and renewed confidence. Since reopening, the attraction has been operating far more consistently, allowing thousands of riders to finally experience Cedar Point's vision for the coaster. Guest reactions have also evolved. While some longtime fans still prefer the raw, explosive intensity of Top Thrill Dragster's hydraulic launch, many riders praise Top Thrill 2 for offering a more complete and dynamic experience. The 3-launch sequence, extended ride time, and dramatic reverse ascent up the towering spike create a level of anticipation the original could never provide. Today, trains once again race over Cedar Point's skyline, and after years of uncertainty, Top Thrill 2 appears to be settling into the role it was always intended to fill, not as a replacement for Top Thrill Dragster, but as the next chapter in one of roller coaster history's most remarkable stories. We hope you enjoyed this coaster dive today on Top Thrill 2. Now it's back to the studio with Ryan.
And that's going to be a wrap today, guys, with our deep dive into Top Thrill 2. It was awesome learning all that original information about Top Thrill Dragster, the original, and how it came to be to Top Thrill 2 today. And I do got to say, as somebody who grew up with Kingda Ka in their backyard, well, not really my backyard, a good hour drive, but still very, very close to me, somebody who's had, I can't even tell you how many rides on Kingda Ka, after only 2 rides on Top Thrill 2, I could safely say Top Thrill 2 is better than Kingda Ka. Just because, in my opinion, of the 3 launches that you do get out of it, especially the one launch, 100 miles an hour plus, going backwards, and then 120 over that top hat. It is a little shorter and a little slower than Kingda Ka, but in my opinion, Top Thrill 2 packs a much better punch. I don't know if the same would be said if I was comparing the Top Thrill Dragster to Kingda Ka because of the airtime help, but the no shoulder restraints definitely added to the experience of Top Thrill 2. So anyways, guys, it's the first time to the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe down below. Until then, we'll catch you guys next ride.
Wake up every day, theme parks on my mind. Ride the big coasters, leave the world behind. Theme park tempo, loving every ride. Theme park tempo, feel the thrill inside. Theme tempo, stream it every night. Theme park tempo, stop, be ride the light.